SriGuruMahimA.pUjABookings. Yes, my dear child.
Shankaram Shankaracharyam Shastram Shaktabhanakam Shivagam Shikshakashishtam Shivadintam Shivatmasham.
Yes, my dear child.
I'm a Christian Sanskrit. Namaskaram.
Yes,
there are times when, during my own Mukti Yatra, I sometimes feel that I am stationary or that there's a period of a dip within myself. So sometimes I feel that there's no momentum or there's a dip. And I do understand that even in those periods, we are learning something. There is always something that we are learning, even if I feel that I'm not progressing. But what signs or indications can I look at either within myself or externally outside? Is there any sort of indications or a gauge that I can use to understand which part of my yatra that I am I'm stagnant in, which part of my yatra I am moving in? Sort of signs or indications that I can watch out and notice, not only within myself, but in maybe what is happening around me, so I can gauge where I am standing still and where I am in action.
Yeah. Very deep question. The question is, it actually demands and almost requests information from very great granthas, question depth. The answer for this is snake. Snake is sarpam. Sarpam is the answer for this. And this is how it is the answer for this. Have you ever seen a cobra? It sheds its skin. And have you ever seen, at least online, a cobra skin after it sheds, it looks just like a snake. It holds its form. When the skin is fully grown, fully ready to be shed, without any effort, the cobra just walks out of it. It just, wriggles out of the skin, and the skin stays with its form. Sometimes the cobras try very hard to shed it, so that is still wet. Now, a cobra skin that is shed after it has been completely crystallized and protected the new skin to the core is what is happening in Mukti Yatra when you feel you're stagnant. The skin that is to be shed is the one you're witnessing. You think that nothing has happened, but inside something else is happening. With a new skin, meaning skin is called tvak. It is something that keeps our form. A new you is emerging out from the old shell. So, every time you feel stagnant, remember just one thing in Mukti Yatra. A skin is shedding. Up until that point, whatever you have learned is creating a new skin within. And that new skin, although it resembles in form to the old skin, for the snake obviously, the snake looks just like a snake. It doesn't look like a bird or a lion when it comes out. It's the same snake skin, it looks the same snake. But every cell in that is new. Likewise, spiritually speaking, the Kundalini in us also is related to a snake. It is equated to a snake. It is shedding its old patterns. It is coming out with its new Nava pattern. Nava means new. Nava pattern. It is coming with a completely new set of cells. Unlike a human or a snake that produces the same skin cells, when Kundalini produces the new internal vibrancy, it is upgrading itself into higher consciousness and producing it. So your consciousness is birthing itself. When the birthing process is happening, you feel still. Because birthing is such a pain. If you notice, during all the times you must have felt you're stagnant, you would have been in such pain. Something would have happened, isn't it? Some misalignment. Yes. So that is the labor pain that is happening. You're birthing yourself into the new you. And when a mother is birthing a baby, the pain is not only for the mother, it is also for the baby's head, isn't it? Baby also goes through pain signals by squeezing through the tiny portal outside. For the mother, it is only the base chakra that is hurting. For the baby, it is the crown chakra that is hurting. So the pain is not only for the old you who is feeling stagnant. The pain is also for the new you who is birthing out, new consciousness that is birthing out. So the old consciousness that is shedding, the new consciousness that is birthing, both of them are hurting in two different ends. So what you're feeling is, it feels almost like lifelessness, that spot they say in spiritual ascent. It feels as if we are still alive in a human body but we are dead. It feels, that is the biggest pain, because you're feeling the pain of both the mother and the baby. Because you are the mother, you are the baby. You are birthing your own self. Everything else was that, every information that is given from outside, you're taking in and you're birthing yourself. It is Kundalini that goes through this amount of stress and strain. It births itself, it sheds sheds its old skin, and it produces new energy to itself. And it does that only for one reason, to gain momentum, to become Yayini, Vegini, Shankini, Chakrini, Shankini, and all those. So for gaining momentum, it needs to shed the gross. In consciousness also, there are two things. Like what we have got a gross in our physical body, and a spirit, which is Purusha element, which is our subtle intellect, subtle jiva, and all those, which is non-gross, which is the spirit element. Likewise, Kundalini also, consciousness also has gross and subtle. The gross of the Kundalini is emotions. Emotions are the gross of Kundalini. When we are swayed by our emotions, we are just in the gross of Kundalini. The subtle of Kundalini is such a frequency that always finds a joy in everything. Subtle of Kundalini. The subtleness of Kundalini finds a joy in every possible thing. Apo, in this birthing process, there are 3 signs you can look for, whether you are shedding your skin or whether it is something else. The 3 signs are, you can check if you have recently gone through or intaken any spiritual lesson that causes pain in you. So that would be the final labor pain. So that whatever has been a spiritual lesson that you're learning at that point could be the labor pain. That is the one that caused the labor. There are some hormones that induce the labor. That is the one that induced the labor. So if that has happened, that's a positive sign, because your old patterns are shedding. The second sign would be, is the current state of the tip, does it feel like death itself? Does it feel like that you're not existent? Does it feel as if you are absent? It's like, when people go through major depression, they lose themselves, they're absent. But spiritually, you are completely aware. So there is 2 extremes. You are absent there, but the hope hasn't died. So if those 2 combinations are happening, then it is not a depression, it is a spiritual cleansing happening. The third and the very important thing is, look at yourself in the mirror. Do you recognize a shift in your physical form, in your face? Do you recognize a shift in your face? If you're looking in the mirror and if you're seeing a new you, then something is hatching inside. So the best way to look at is, look into the mirror, but look at your right eye in the mirror. So when we look at the mirror, we can look at every other part of our body. But when you look at your right eye, you're talking to a jiva, always. So when you look into the right eye of your mirror, if you notice a shift in your being, then it will look, you can all try, there are so many mirrors here. If you can look into the right eye of your mirror, it will be a deja vu moment for a second. You have never done that before. But if you do that, if you can stare into your right eye in the mirror, it will be a moment where it will capture you sometimes. Because if the shift is happening, and if you're looking into the mirror, if you just look into the right eye, sometimes people go into a dhyanam like that and they can't detach from their own right eye. So all that kind of things, staring into the mirror, many cultures do that. Pagan, Wiccan cultures also do that. They say a dark mirror and you can just summon the other dimension. It is not another dimension. They're opening up their own jiva portal. So all the evil that comes through the mirror is not coming through the mirror. It is coming from the person who is looking into the mirror. So the dimension is not in the mirror. It is in the person who looked into the mirror last. So look into your right eye. So if these 3 things are happening, then it is a definite sign that something is shifting in you. What do you look forward to? There are 2 signs. Suddenly a an awakening will happen where you will click into new things which you never understood before. So suddenly, even the normal thing, you'll be making something like a normal tea, but suddenly a creativity burst will happen. It will just be something that will shift your the way you consciously perceive things. There will be a shift. It can be in relationships, it can be with enjoying nature, it can be in your job, it can be in your acts that you do, like sort of works that you do. It can also be in your creativity. Since you are an artist, there will be an extreme urge, an outburst to do something artistic, and that would be something you would have not done before. That is a definite positive sign. The second positive sign is you will be as if it will be like this. Nobody from outside can annoy you. Nothing anybody can do is causing a change in your system. Physically, it is not causing a change in your system. Another can be irritating you, but it is not causing an annoyance in your system. Somebody can be angry at you, it is not causing a sadness or anger in your system. Somebody might be extremely saying something very funny or thing, but that fun is not able to clasp your system. Rather than laughing, you just smile and move. So when a state of maunam happens inside, that's a definite positive sign. The new skin is testing itself. You have the kundalini has crawled out crawled out with the new skin. So it is testing the grounds. In kundalini ascent, in our spiritual yatra, when constant movement like this happens, every time since you're born new, 5 years down the line, if you look back at your images, you will look younger and not older. That is spiritual yatra. In spiritual yatra, when you age, you suddenly start looking younger and not older. So that is a definite positive. For a long time scale, you can use that. You can just look at your own images. There will be a massive difference. Everything that you did not like about yourself would have shed, and everything you liked about yourself, robustness, health, getting out of illnesses with vigor, not surrendering to those illnesses and then carry on doing whatever we are doing, having a joy even in situations where we have to sit and feel sadness. Somehow that sadness is not able to stay with us for longer because we don't find a point with it. We begin to not like certain qualities, and the same qualities which we have been mulling in the past, thinking that, oh my God, this has happened, I have to feel sad, I have to feel angry. All those things are not incurring the same sadness or anger. You're constantly looking for, that's okay. That's sort of an attitude where nothing can push you into a victim mentality, and neither are you a survivor. You're just a witness. That state, when it happens, it shifts the entirety of a human. So these are the two positive signs you look for. Long distance is the third positive sign. That's three signs which are also positive signs that you are shedding, or the previous three ones. All these six are associated only to the kundalini. The one that is witnessing this kundalini is your Jiva Chaitanyam. So if you can assist your Jiva Chaitanyam to witness this kundalini, if you want to assist your Jiva Chaitanyam to assist your kundalini during periods like that, you can do something very simple. When you go to bed, if you have a mirror in your room, if not, also buy one, a beautiful table with a beautiful mirror. When going through situations like that, just before you go to bed, off all the lights. It can be in your puja altar also. Put a candle in front of the mirror. When the candle is lit without any electric lights, look at your right eye and then go to bed. This will hasten the process. The skin matures faster for the kundalini. The new skin grows faster, the old skin matures faster, and the crawling out happens without much time delay. So this hastens the whole process at least by 50%. Just the mirror. You don't have to do anything. A candle, mirror. The candle has to be white, mirror has to be clear without any spots. It can be as tiny mirror that can just reflect the candle, and obviously it should be showing your face. You have to look only into your right eye. Light the candle, look into your right eye, stay gazing at it for a few minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes, and then if you look so beautiful like yourself, you can gaze for 10 minutes and then you can go and sleep. So SriGuruMahimA, let us finish the satsanga with SriGuruMahimA. Let us chant together. Our questions clear, Macha?
Yeah.
Listen to it again because there's so much of information. Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam Sashvatam Shaktamanasam Shiva Agama Shikshaka Shreshtam Shiva Bijam Shivatmajam. Om Sri Shankaraya.